I don't know why people are always saying that we are not going to perform lab for MFA delete because it is very complex. For us, it is very easy. You will understand the whole concept if you perform lab for a specific utility that we have. And that's why we are going to understand AWS S3 MFA Delete option with practical. Here we have 3 chapters to understand MFA Delete. Chapter number 1, Introduction. Chapter number 2, yes, it is 100% practical, how to enable MFA Delete for our S3 bucket. And chapter number 3, how to delete object using MFA Delete. So let's start with the chapter number 1, Introduction of MFA Delete. Here we have just 3 points to understand. MFA Delete provides an extra layer of protection for your stored data inside S3 bucket. Let's say that here I have one bucket. My bucket name is my SAC data, means my secure data. Inside this bucket I have one file, test.pdf. Now I don't want this file to delete automatically or accidentally. There is no way to delete it automatically, just accidentally. Here we have 3 types of protection. First, you can enable versioning. Second, you can also enable object lock. And last but not least, we can enable MFA Delete. It is like having second lock on your data. Now how MFA Delete is actually different from other options. So here we are not just going to use our username and password to delete any object. Here if we have a lock MFA Delete is enabled, we have to enter code which is coming to our security device or MFA device in order to delete any object from the bucket. Definitely it will provide you better security than any other options. It is very interesting that how we can enable this particular option. So let's start chapter number 2, Enable MFA Delete. Here I have just 2 points. The first point is all about prerequisites. Let's say that if I want to enable MFA Delete for a specific bucket, is there any prerequisites? Yes, and these are the prerequisites. First, it is highly recommended to use AWS root user account credential to enable MFA Delete. We are always using root user account credential. Also, although it is not recommended from the AWS, but as we are learning this, we are always using root account. So we have this and we are already logged in with the root user account in this AWS console. Then you need to enable MFA device and set up with the AWS account. So we need to enable multi-factor authentication for our root user. No need to worry about this. We will set up this. And you must enable bucket versioning. It is a requirement to have versioning enabled if you want to enable MFA Delete for your bucket. And the fourth one is access to the CLI. Why? Because you cannot enable MFA Delete for specific bucket from AWS console. In this case, you have to use AWS CLI. No need to worry about this. We will complete all these prerequisites and then we will enable MFA Delete. So here we are going to complete all this step-by-step process. The first process is enable MFA for your AWS account. Now, I want to verify that is it enabled or not, and then if it is not, we are going to enable this for our root user account. In order to do this, you have to go to your account name and here you will get this security credentials. Now, when you scroll down here, you will get this multi-factor authentication option, and right now here I am not getting anything. It means MFA multi-factor authentication is not enabled for any of root user or any IAM user. Now, in order to enable this, you have to click on Assign MFA Device. Now, when you click on Assign MFA Device, you have three options. You can go with the passkey or security, which is providing kind of biometric authentication. There is a hardware as well, but I don't have anything. If you don't have anything, you can go with the Authenticator app. Here we are using Google Authenticator. If you have Android or iPhone, you just need to search a Google Authenticator app, download this, make it ready, and then choose this particular option. Here I am going to give name, MySec. Let's give another name, MFA, test MFA, okay. Now, Authenticator app, you just need to select this and let's click on next. Now, you have to open Google Authenticator app from your mobile phone. Right now, I'm going to open this as well. So here it is Google Authenticator app from my mobile, and here you will get this particular option, add a code. So you need to click on it, add a code, and then you have two options, scan QR code and enter the setup key. Here I got my QR code, so I'm just going to scan this QR code. As soon as you scan your QR code, it will provide you these numbers. You have to enter this number, and these numbers are actually valid for only 30 seconds. So here I am going to enter first number 248481. Now after 30 seconds it is going to provide me second number that I have to enter as well. So wait. If you enter both number correctly, you can say that MFA for your root account is now enabled, and then we can go with the next step. So here I am waiting for second code. Here I got this 116713. Okay, add MFA, and if I am not getting any error, then everything is good. Now we can say that my first requirement is done, and once you add this, here you will get the ARN, Amazon Resource Name, for your MFA, and this is the very important part, and we are going to use this again and again. So I'm going to copy this and pasting over here in my notepad file. Okay, so this is ARN of MFA. Done. Everything is good. First step is done. Now I'm going to second step, and it is enable versioning for your bucket. So in order to do this, I have to go to the S3, and this is my bucket, and I'm going to the properties, and here we have the bucket versioning. I'm going to click on edit, and here I'm going to enable this. Now look at this. Here I am getting this multi-factor authentication MFA delete option, but it is disabled. And if you read this, it is saying that you cannot enable this from here, means from AWS console. You have to use AWS CLI or AWS SDK. So they are not allowing me to enable this right now from here, so no need to worry. Let's complete this prerequisites, and then we will enable this from the CLI. Done. My versioning is enabled, and look at this, a status of MFA delete is disabled. Now log into AWS CLI. As you know that I cannot enable this from AWS console, so I'm going to open command prompt. I have AWS CLI already installed in my system, so I'm going to give command AWS configure. Now once you give this AWS configure command, you have to enter access key and secret key of your root user. How you will get it? Here you have to go to your account, then you can go to the security credential, and from here you will get this access key. I already generated this, and I'm going to use this right now because I'm not going to create a new one, because I'm already having. If you want to create yours, you can create this by clicking on create access key. It will provide you access key and secret key that you need to paste over here. Okay, right now I'm already getting this option, so I'm not going to paste anything. Otherwise you need to write this over here, new keys, but I am already having. So I'm going to press enter. I have the secret key which is already available. Here I have to write region name, AP South 1. If you are not getting this region name, just type it like AP South 1 here. Okay, and then we have output for a JSON. So now I am logged in as a root user inside AWS CLI. Now we want to check the status. We want to check status that versioning is enabled or MFA delete is enabled or not. So let's say that Control C, and here I'm going to paste. Now here I just need to enter the bucket name, and here we have bucket name. Let's go to the S3. I know that my bucket name is my sec data, but I'm just giving you surety that yeah, this is the same bucket we are using. Now look at this, what is actually happening. See here I got this status enabled. Right now versioning status is enabled, that's why I'm getting it. If we have MFA delete option enabled, it should provide the status of this as well. If you are not getting status of versioning enabled, MFA delete enabled, it means it is not enabled. Okay. Now we are coming to the final command, and this is the final command which is used to enable MFA delete. So what I'm doing, I'm going to copy this command and I'm going to paste this over here in my notepad. AWS S3 API put bucket versioning and bucket. Here I have to provide bucket name, and my bucket name is my sec data. Versioning configuration MFA delete enable, status we want to enable, and here I have to provide ARN of MFA. As you remember that we already copied this, so I'm going to paste it over here, and then we need to enter code. Now this is the code that we are getting from Google Authenticator app. Okay, so going back to the Google Authenticator, and here I'm getting this code. You have to wait because after entering code over here, I have to copy and paste. So you have to complete all this step before your token expire. So 180676. I got this, and let me copy and paste it over here. If you are not getting any error, it means everything is good. Now what we are doing, we are going to verify this. So this is option, using this we can verify. And if I'm going to press enter now, look at this, I'm getting status enable and MFA delete is also enabled. Means versioning is also enabled, MFA delete is also enabled. Now we want to test this. Okay, how my system is actually working if I am having MFA enabled. So here I have this test.pdf file that I am going to delete. Here I have to write delete and delete objects. Wow, it's deleted. No, it becomes previous version because we have versioning enabled. So if I'm going to click on show version, you will get this test.pdf file. Now from here, if I'm going to delete this, it will be deleted permanently. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to click on delete, and look at this, I'm getting this message. You can't delete object version because MFA delete is enabled for this bucket. Now everything is working as per our expectation and everything is good. So chapter 2 is over. But guys, we are in trouble right now. Why? Because right now I have this test.pdf and I want to delete this permanently, but it is not allowing me. Second thing, it will not allow me to delete my bucket as well, because if you want to delete bucket, your bucket must be empty. So I'm not able to delete this file, and if I'm not able to delete this file means I'm not able to delete this bucket as well. So yes, enabling MFA delete for your bucket, you are learning this, it is very important, but how to disable this? How to delete object using MFA delete and how to disable MFA delete permanently, it is also most important part. Yes, we are going to understand this practically in our chapter number 3, delete object using MFA delete. So let's start this with delete object. Sorry, I know that you want to watch full video, but full video is now not available on YouTube. If you want to watch full video, I want you to go to our website. When you will go to our website, you will find out our course 100 Days YouTube Challenge. I want you to enroll for this course by paying only 499 rupees for lifetime if you are from India. If you are from outside of India, you just need to pay $7 US. Once you will enroll to this course, you are going to get all full videos over there on our portal. You are also going to get certificate after completing the course, and we have just uploaded 120 videos. We are going to upload another 120 videos as well. So there will be total 240 videos. I hope we are going to meet inside the class. Thank you very much.